Hello, I'm Chuck Long, and on this edition of the Entertainment Outlook, Actors Bridge Ensemble is presenting the Tennessee premiere of Best Play Tony nominee Hand to God. The play has been called a lightning-paced comedy that explores the fragile nature of faith, morality, and the ties that bind us. It also features a demonic puppet. Here's a look at the Broadway production. Joining me are actors Kim Breton and Blake Holliday, and our director, Mitch Massaro. Welcome, castmates and director.
Hello.
We're so excited about this. So much to talk about, so little time, so we're going to jump right in. Also say a shout out to our castmates Britt Bird and Jordan Ravelat, who are also going to be joining us. So looking forward to that. Okay, so Mitch, got to start with you. Set the show up for us.
Well, it's a show that takes place in a small Texas town, in a church that has a puppet ministry, and one of the puppets becomes possessed by the devil, and hilarity ensues.
That always happens.
Yeah, exactly.
So what attracted you to this?
Well, at the Actors Bridge Ensemble, we are committed to premiere works, either world premieres, brand new plays, or plays that are new to Nashville and the area. And this, you know, it's Tony nominee. Very popular on Broadway. It's right up our alley. We like things that are a little sinister and a little bit off color and a little non-traditional, and it's a great fit for the company.
And it's a big deal to get it so soon too.
Yeah, we jumped right on the rights. We've been watching it going, it's going to close soon, and we want to be one of the first ones to do it locally, so Here we are.
All right, we're excited. All right, so actors Kim and Blake with us too. Blake, we got to start with you. Okay, so you're basically playing two roles. So tell us, Jason and Tyrone.
Yes. Jason, he's a very timid, shy person, and then Tyrone's the complete opposite. He's very loud and evil, and it's really interesting to see the two talk with each other. And
so as you work on this, because and Kim and I, we worked in a lot of shows, and we were both talking before this, it's like we look and we're like, oh my gosh, you're playing two parts back to back. So how are you kind of preparing for this?
Well, I've been memorizing the scenes, and it's between just me and Tyrone, and I'm talking to myself the entire time. So it's I just wrote memorization, but but also giving them just really big characters and making sure it's funny.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing about this too, is there's a lot of humor in it.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it's hilarious. And you are so funny. I don't even know how I got this job, because I couldn't even get through the audition with you without corpsing.
Oh, well, small town Texas, so I do know a little bit about that, so that did help. So Kim, let's talk about Marjorie. So she does some pretty crazy things. So tell me about what you think about all the things she's doing.
Oh, gosh, well, you see, she's dealing with grief. We're both dealing with grief. And so, you know, it presents itself in various ways. And with her, it really it comes out in a way that I don't think she expects, let alone anyone else expects. And so her behavior is truly terrible and hilarious and so much fun to do.
She lost her husband recently.
Yes, and I think that there were problems with him. He was a massive overeater, and she couldn't help him, and the son couldn't help him, and so there was a lot of struggle within the family, and then to lose him. And I think that they're just not getting the support that they need from their community, and so this grief bubbles up presents itself in two very different ways.
And then she has a maybe not the most appropriate romance with one of the characters.
Oh, yes, you see, Actors Bridge always do this to me. They always give me a saucy scene.
And you certainly have that. So.
I do.
Okay. All right, so Mitch, how did the church and religion kind of up the ante in the show?
Well, I mean, you know, it wouldn't be a nice holiday show if we didn't talk about the nature of the devil and religion and stuff, but I think the play, it is funny, and there's puppets and stuff, and it's easy for it to be, sort of taken lightly, but it does really ask the question about sort of the nature of what we think of as evil or demonic, and how much of that is us projecting onto some exterior force when it really is sort of the dark side in our own selves.
Right.
The play really asks that question, and it's appropriate because we have all these puppets, which a puppet is a projection of some other being that is really ourselves. And so with Tyrone and Jason, it really sort of asks the question, how much of this is separate from us? How much of it is really stuff in ourselves that we don't really want to look at?
Right. And Blake, what would you say is your biggest challenge? I know there's many, but what would you say the biggest one is?
Definitely just making sure that Tyrone he's like, there's a big difference between Jason and Tyrone, because Tyrone, you don't ever know if he's really possessed or if it's just Jason acting out and trying to get attention from those around him. So just making sure that the two are they're their own individual characters.
All right, now, I want to make sure that people know the dates on this because we want you to come to this one. Actors Bridge Ensemble presents Hand to God December 9th through 11th and 15th through the 18th at the Dark Horse Chapel. Tickets at actorsbridge.org. In the last 20 seconds, Mitch, it's not exactly what people would consider a holiday show, but this is kind of the Bad Santa show, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, let's face it. You've seen It's a Wonderful Life, you've seen Christmas Carol, you've seen all those. You hadn't seen this one, you should come see it.
Yeah.
Is that kind of your impression of it too, Kim?
Absolutely. Everyone should come out to see this. It pushes all kinds of boundaries, and what a great way to celebrate the holiday season.
It really does. And so for those that want to see Christmas Carol, that's great. You can go one weekend, and then you can come this weekend to see something a lot different.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much. It's going to be so much fun.
Thank you.
Thank
As
you.
always, we enjoyed our time with you here on Out and About today. We'll see you next time. Good night.